Welcome to the show! So it's finally time to legalize marijuana in California. The Adult Use of Marijuana Act has officially made the ballot for November 2016, so I wanted to take an episode to break it down, what it allows, and whether I think that it's good legislation. So we all remember, or at least most of us remember, when Proposition 19, the last ballot attempt in California, failed to legalize recreational marijuana by an infuriating margin of 53 to 46. The failure of that ballot is largely credited to then-Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, who helped sway the vote by loosening the laws in California on simple possession just before the vote took place, while strongly opposing Prop 19. But that whole drama was an eternity ago by cannabis legislation standards. Since California, Colorado, Oregon, Washington State, Alaska, and the District of Columbia all passed recreational legalization schemes, and it's also becoming pretty clear that Colorado and Oregon are enjoying the best and most well thought out setups. So it's no surprise that A.U.M.A, I'm going to call it A.U.M.A, is not deviating very far from Colorado's blueprint. Legal possession of up to 28.5 grams? Check. A legal retailer framework overseen primarily by the state for consistency? Check. Provisions against smoking up and driving or going to work high? Check. Personal growing of up to 6 plants? Check. And that single detail is probably more important than any other detail. I've made a whole episode about the importance of legalizing personal home growing. Link to that in the description. Does A.U.M.A have provisions against monopolies? Something we learned was a big deal in the failed ballot attempt in Ohio in 2015. And A.U.M.A does have anti-monopoly provisions. Finally, is this ballot question polling to pass? Once again, a check on that. It's polling about 60% to pass, in fact. So all is excellent. Now, some opponents of this bill may be upset at how much regulation there is in the act. As I've discussed at length previously, though, so long as personal growing is legal, it greatly reduces any impact from overregulation and overtaxation, and forces overregulation away in the long term. So personally, I'm not concerned about those issues with the act. Overall, guys, my view is that A.U.M.A is taking everything Colorado and Oregon did and learning from it. I think this is a solid piece of legislation, or at least completely reasonable and passable. None of the ballots up until now, both successful and unsuccessful, put together a document this comprehensive. The alternative to this measure is legislation from the government, which is bound to be not as good. Now, how big a deal is this one ballot in California? Massive. It takes all the victories of 2012 through 2015 and condenses that same magnitude into one day. Take the total combined population of all the states that have legalized thus far. Generously speaking, that's only about 20 million people. Even if you add the major countries that have legalized cannabis already in the Western Hemisphere, Jamaica and Uruguay, you still only get about 26 million people. When Canada legalizes in 2017, we will be a population of 36 million with legal weed. But California, all by itself, has a population of 39 million right now, and it also has perfect cannabis growing climate. Basically, when California legalizes, it will in many ways be the solid end of the line for cannabis prohibition. Not even the most die-hard prohibitionists will be able to say with a straight face that legalization is somehow reversible. And that's not even all, guys. There could be several other recreational use ballots going on that very same week in November. At minimum in Nevada and Maine, and potentially also in Massachusetts, Michigan, and Arizona. It could be a huge year, so be sure to get out there and vote. And if you're in California or in one of those other states, be sure to share this video to get more of the vote out. As you can see, these votes tend to be pretty close no matter what. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'll see you next time on Lex's World.